Welcome back to Romantasy Chaos HQ, the podcast. We are Avery and Xavier Harleston, healthcare professionals by day, romantasy theorists, and aspiring authors by night. Today we are covering the epigraph from Iron Flame, Chapter 4. This is your warning. There will be spoilers for the entire Empyrean series. If you haven't read all 3 books, it may be time to turn back. As honorary members of Second Squad, we cuss
A lot.
and discuss,
All adult topics
and we make a fuss.
about the hanky-panky.
We like a challenge, so we tackle each epigraph without prepping, placing it into context for the whole series, not just the chapter or book it's tied to. But you don't have to take it cold, so here is our post-recording one-sentence summary of the chapter. It's a like mother, like daughter moment when General Sorengale interrogates Violet and Xaden before turning her wrath on Colonel Atos for abusing his wargame privileges. And Violet shames Dane Let Me Touch Your Face Atos in front of the entire quadrant for his betrayal, marking Xaden's graduation and Violet's advancement to second year. There are 6 minutes on the clock, and Iron Flame lore colder than the frost Lilith creates in formation. So, don't blink, don't scroll, don't let Taryn distract you. We have 360 seconds to blow your minds.
And go.
As dragons ferociously guard both their young and any information regarding their development, only 4 facts are known about the dreamless sleep. First, it is a critical time of rapid growth and development. Second, the duration varies from breed to breed. Third, as the name suggests, it is dreamless. And fourth, they wake up hungry. Colonel Kaori's Field Guide to Dragonkind.
To give yourself credit for knowing 4 things when one of them is it happens at different rates.
And the other
And
is the name tells you it's dreamless, and therefore it's dreamless. And the other one is they wake up hungry because they're freaking adolescents, and every adolescent everywhere in every type of creature known to man is just hungry all the time. We say as our 15-year-old son eats us out of house and home.
I know something about dragons. Teenagers are hungry. Why does the guy get a book?
Well, because he's a nice guy. Even Brennan says so.
Okay.
Okay. So, but it's interesting here. Did you notice the duration varies from breed to breed? Did they talk about different breeds or just different dens in the past?
Well, they really talk about the different dens.
Oh, I guess the breeds are maybe the different colors, and then the dens are like really from like where you descend from.
Yes, I think the breeds are the colors.
Okay. So maybe having a very extra super long dreamless sleep is normal for an Irid.
It probably is.
How else are you going to turn iridescent? That's gotta.
Well, you
gotta put the work in.
Have to build up your pure magic, so you gotta like suck in more. I mean, if you're pure magic, you gotta suck in more magic. So it probably takes longer to absorb the magic during your dreamless sleep. Are
they
like
absorbing
magic
extra
per
magic?
ounce?
To grow? Do they need? Is the rapid growth like using the magic that they are kind of ambiently absorbing?
I feel like there's a magic to tissue ounce ratio. So like you have to absorb so much magic to like make an ounce of tissue.
Okay.
And Irids have to absorb more magic to make an ounce of tissue because they're pure magic.
Okay. So, you know how in the fables it talks about, and like people have this theory that dragons are evil because they draw magic from the ground? During the dreamless sleep, they are presumably, essentially, unconscious. They're not actively drawing magic from the ground, but they are obviously in need of the consumption of magic. So, if they're how are they getting that magic?
Well, I mean, I think they're channeling it, or maybe they're pulling it from the ambient. Because if they were just pulling it from the ground, it theoretically could be anywhere. Like they need to be in a hatching ground where there's so much magic that it's like ensconcing them.
So, are the hatching grounds really about the eggs or about the dreamless sleep? Or both? I mean, I guess it could be both.
I think it's mostly about the dreamless sleep. I mean, I think the eggs are. If the eggs are in the alloy and the alloy can store and hold magic, you could pick up an egg and move it around. I don't think you can pick up an adolescent in the dreamless sleep and move them out of the hatching ground.
'Cause they're giant or because they need the magic?
because they need the magic.
Theron could do it.
Because they're
How
hungry.
dare you insult him?
Because they're hungry, and if they wake up mid-flight, they'll just eat you.
Exactly. No, but like, okay, so here's the thing. We know that writers actively, like, their dragons channel to them. They can kind of control the flow of that. The dragon can turn that on and off like a faucet. And they can kind of be like, I take just a trickle. They take a little bit at a time. They actively draw from the earth. So, dragons, are they actively drawing from the earth the way someone who turns venom is, or is it just like by virtue, like it is part of their genetic makeup that they are absorbing magic from the ground
Dra-
just by virtue of existing?
Dragons are magic capacitors.
Okay, could you use a less, you know, sciencey word?
So magic flows into dragons until it reaches such a threshold that it then gets pushed out. But it's passive. They just like suck magic into them like a magic sink. Like
Like it's kind of like they're a magic magnet,
yes.
but if the magnet becomes like completely covered, it doesn't matter. Like it's not going to attract more things because it only has so much magnetism.
Yeah, so they can like direct it back out.
Okay.
It's like they're like a sponge, and then like they can squeeze it out onto the rider.
I'm going to need a different analogy. That's gross. Uh, um,
I just really like the idea, like the dragon being wrung out over top of the rider. The dragon, sorry,
no, gross. Gross.
but,
Like I can't imagine that happening without body fluids
but
coming along with it.
but
So stop.
but we do know from the dreamless sleep that clearly the magic is passively going into them. But they have to be like unconscious in order for like their brain to grow with that magic. So I don't think their brain can like be dreaming. So it has to be like completely hibernation stasis. So they're just a magic. Their magic just like flows into them.
Okay. So when they're in the egg, they have some awareness of what's happening and then they choose when they're going to hatch. Do you think in the dreamless sleep they have any type of awareness of what's happening? Do they choose when they wake up?
Oh, that's our timer.
Well, that's our time. Did we blow your minds? Let us know in the comments. And remember, we love you. Stay out of the clouds, off the ice, and come back to us. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Remember, lore lovers, fantasy fanatics, and good girls, like, rate, review, subscribe, and share.